You noticed it, didn't you? The moment people stopped respecting you the same way, the way they interrupt you now, the way they take you for granted, the way your silence feels invisible instead of powerful, and deep down, you know something needs to change. Not outside, inside. Because right now, your life feels noisy, your mind feels scattered, your focus feels stolen by people, stress, and endless distractions. You want a reset, a real one, not motivation, not hype, not another temporary boost. You want to restart your life quietly, powerfully, without announcing it to the world. But here's what most people don't realize. Real transformation never begins loudly. It begins in silence. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, not for fame, not for validation, but for control over his own mind. Epictetus taught students who wanted power to first master their reactions. Seneca warned that the loudest people in the room are usually the weakest. Stoicism was never about appearing strong. It was about becoming unshakable. And if you feel like your life is scattered, disrespected, or out of focus, these 6 Stoic rules will reset you from the inside out, quietly, powerfully, permanently. Rule number 1. Guard your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Look around your life right now. How many people have access to your time, your attention, your emotions? Too many. You reply instantly. You explain yourself too much. You allow small distractions to eat entire hours of your day, and slowly, your focus disappears. Here's the brutal truth. Every time you give attention to something meaningless, you steal energy from something meaningful. But here's what most people don't realize. Energy is more valuable than time. You can have free time and still feel exhausted. You can have a whole day off and still feel drained. Why? Because your energy is being pulled in 100 directions. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. But if your mind is constantly reacting, constantly checking, constantly responding, you don't have power over it. It has power over you. This is where everything changes. From today, stop being available to everything. You don't need to respond instantly. You don't need to explain every decision. You don't need to attend every gathering. You don't need to prove you're busy. Silence your unnecessary reactions. Real-life scenario. Someone sends you a message that irritates you. Before Stoicism, you reply emotionally. You defend yourself. You justify. You escalate. After Stoicism, you pause. You read it. You feel nothing. You reply hours later, calmly, or not at all. Your power grows the moment your reactions shrink. Rule number 2. Detach from the need to be understood. This one will free you faster than anything else. Most people are exhausted, not because of work, but because they constantly try to explain themselves. You explain your decisions. You explain your silence. You explain your boundaries. You explain your growth. And still, people misunderstand you. So you explain again. But here's what most people don't realize. The more you explain yourself, the less mysterious you become. And the less mysterious you become, the less powerful you feel. Epictetus taught something radical. He said, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Let people wonder why you changed. Let them wonder why you became quieter. Let them wonder why you stopped reacting. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. This is where everything changes. Imagine this. Someone questions your new habits, your new discipline, your new boundaries. Old you would defend yourself. Try to make them understand. Try to gain approval. New you simply smiles and continues. No explanation, no debate, no energy wasted. Because once you stop needing validation, you become emotionally untouchable. But here's what most people don't realize. Silence confuses people who expect explanations, and confusion creates respect. Rule number 3. Control your emotional reactions, especially the small ones. Big emotional reactions are obvious: anger, jealousy, explosive arguments. But small reactions, those are the real problem. The eye roll, the irritated sigh, the defensive tone, the subtle insecurity. Every small reaction reveals your inner state, and people notice more than you think. Seneca warned, He who is brave is free, but bravery isn't loud. It's emotional control in moments where you want to react. This is where everything changes. Imagine someone disrespecting you slightly, not enough to confront, but enough to trigger you. Most people show it instantly. Their face changes, their tone shifts, their energy drops. But the Stoic response? Stillness, no visible reaction, no emotional leakage, just calm observation. Here's why this matters. When people cannot control your emotions, they cannot control you, and when they cannot control you, they begin to respect you. But here's what most people don't realize. Emotional control is not suppression, it's mastery. You still feel everything, you just choose what deserves a reaction. Rule number 4, disappear for a while, mentally and socially, not dramatically, not by announcing it, quietly. Most people are constantly visible, constantly posting, constantly talking, constantly explaining their lives, and because of that, they never evolve. Marcus Aurelius spent time in deep reflection every day, not for isolation, for clarity, because you cannot reset your life while constantly performing it. This is where everything changes. You don't need to leave your job. You don't need to cut everyone off. Just reduce your unnecessary visibility. Speak less, post less, argue less, share less. Use that saved energy to rebuild yourself. Real-life scenario. Instead of spending evenings scrolling and reacting, you read, you train, you think, you plan. Instead of broadcasting every move, you build quietly, and when you re-emerge, people feel the difference, not because you announced growth, but because you became it. But here's what most people don't realize. A silent transformation is always more powerful than a public one. Rule number 5, focus only on what you can control and ignore the rest. This sounds simple, but almost nobody truly does it. You worry about opinions, outcomes, other people's behavior, future scenarios that haven't even happened, and all of it steals your focus from the only thing you can shape, yourself. Epictetus divided life into 2 categories, what you can control, what you cannot, and he said peace begins the moment you separate them. But here's what most people don't realize. Most of your stress comes from trying to control what isn't yours. You can't control how fast success arrives. You can't control who respects you. You can't control who leaves, but you can control your discipline, your reactions, your standards, your focus. This is where everything changes. Imagine waking up tomorrow and refusing to worry about anything outside your control. No obsession over someone's opinion, no anxiety about outcomes, no overthinking past conversations, just focused action on what you can improve today. Your mind becomes quieter, your energy becomes sharper, your confidence becomes internal, because control creates calm, and calm creates power. Rule number 6, become comfortable being misunderstood. This is the final reset. When you start changing, some people won't understand. They'll say you've become distant, cold, different, and they're right, because growth always creates distance between who you were and who you're becoming. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." But here's the deeper truth. Sometimes improvement requires distance from everyone, at least temporarily. This is where everything changes. You stop trying to maintain old versions of yourself for other people's comfort. You stop performing happiness. Stop explaining your solitude. Stop shrinking your ambition. You simply evolve, quietly, steadily, unapologetically. And yes, some will misunderstand. Let them, because once you become comfortable being misunderstood, you become impossible to manipulate. But here's what most people don't realize. The strongest version of you will not be understood by everyone, only respected by the right ones. Now pause for a moment. Look at your life honestly. Where is your energy leaking? Where are you over-explaining? Where are you reacting too quickly? Where are you staying visible instead of growing quietly? Your reset doesn't require a dramatic life change. It requires internal discipline. Guard your energy. Detach from validation. Control reactions. Disappear mentally. Focus only on what you control. Accept being misunderstood. Do this consistently, and something powerful happens. Your mind becomes quieter, your presence becomes stronger, your decisions become clearer. People feel the shift, not because you announced it, but because you embody it. This is the Stoic way. Not loud, not dramatic, not desperate, calm, focused, unshakable. So from this moment forward, move differently, speak less, observe more, react slower, build quietly. Let others chase attention, you chase mastery. Let others explain themselves, you refine yourself. Because the real reset, the real restart, the real refocus happens in silence. And once it begins, nothing outside you will ever control you the same way again.